sports fans, and welcome to the OU Football Preview Show. I'm Rick Heath, with me Al Eschbach, and we are at Cohiba Lounge, one of our favorite places. Got great beverages, F5 and a honey cider here for me. And this Saturday they have the Conference Championship Saturday. They're going to have a cocktail party here, 3 p.m. on, featuring Bombay Gin, Grey Goose Vodka, and dessert cocktails, something that everybody would enjoy here on Saturday, 3 p.m. until whenever at Cohiba Lounge. Al, needless to say, the OU football world has been turned upside down.
Oh my goodness, the way to describe it is just unbelievable.
What's never happened before?
No.
The University of Oklahoma.
And the consequences are a lot worse now with the transfer portal. Recruiting in December now, it's a nightmare, and I do mean a nightmare.
Well, because, the first initial reaction of 18-year-old kids is, I'm bailing. Link is not here, I'm bailing. Well, Bob Stoops in a press conference said, hey, it's not about one guy. It's about the players. It's about the university. It's about the stability. So, an 18-year-old doesn't really see it that way, but I think given a little bit of time here, I think maybe they'll staunch the outflow of the decommitments.
Yeah, I think one recruit, the 23 class has been wiped out. They're all going with Lincoln Riley. All these people, they're going to go with Lincoln Riley. It's not going to be a good recruiting class. Now you're losing Stogner, Hagewood, you're going to lose Mims. Let's see what Caleb is.
Now, one thing, just because you enter the transfer portal. Okay, so all that being said, Joe C. said, look, we have all that in consideration, and Bob Stoops is there to help, and what a anchor he's been.
Unbelievable, amazing.
What an anchor he's
Unbelievable.
Been. Not any other program would be able to call on a college football Hall of Fame coach. But hey, we'll talk more about that. And I've got some guys I want you to go over with me. When we get back. We are at Cohiba Lounge, where they're having Conference Championship cocktail party at 3 p.m. on Saturday, featuring Bombay Gin, Grey Goose Vodka, and dessert cocktails, as well as local cold and smoked cheeses, all here at Cohiba Lounge. We'll be right back after this.
EDS Paintless Dent Repair is your one-stop shop for auto body repair. Whether it be from hail damage, dents, scratches, or even glass replacement and repair, we can accommodate all your needs. Locally owned and operated since 2005, EDS Paintless Dent Repair is here for you. Give us a call at 405-476-1763 or go to edspaintlessdentrepair.com.
1978, before the internet, before cell phones. That's when Basie's Roofing was founded. A lot has changed since then, but what hasn't is Basie's commitment to helping customers just like you deal with damage to their roofs and home after a storm. You never pay up front, and there's absolutely zero risk. It's been that way since 1978. Now maybe we're a little old-fashioned, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, well, give us a call.
Basie's Roofing, the name you can trust.
You're looking for a great tasting club special at your favorite golf club or bar, ask for a Oklahoma club special made with Prairie Wolf vodka, distilled right here in Oklahoma, in Guthrie, Oklahoma. That's Prairie Wolf Distillery, Guthrie, Oklahoma.
At Laser Light Skin Clinic, our most popular treatment is now more affordable than ever. Right now, you can save up to 50% on Cool Sculpting, the #1 choice for non-invasive fat reduction. Our flexible treatment plans allow you to choose the option that is perfect for you. Focus on a single problem area or revive your life with a fresh new you. These are real results. For your personal Cool Sculpting consultation, call Laser Light Skin Clinic today. A new you awaits.
Let me talk about one of my favorite places in Deep Deuce to eat and drink, and that's Bar Cicchetti. Bar Cicchetti with great menu, and they're featuring a wonderful brunch. If you haven't had brunch yet at Bar Cicchetti, you got to do it. It's available on Sundays. Wonderful new menu for brunch, and it is inventive and creative, and it changes every week. So if you're looking for a great place for a brunch, Bar Cicchetti on Northeast 2nd in Deep Deuce, great place to go for brunch. And during the week, They have great dinner specials as well as drink specials every day at Bar Cicchetti, Northeast 2nd Street in Deep Deuce. Also, they have the biggest big screen in Oklahoma City to watch your favorite sporting events. So if you're looking for food, drinks, and sports, go to Bar Cicchetti, Northeast 2nd Street in Deep Deuce. Hey, welcome back, OU Football Preview Show. Post-conference edition here with Al Eschbach from Cohiba Lounge, adjacent to Royal Pipes and Tobacco, the greatest selection of cigars in Norman. Huge humidor, every top brand of cigar that you'd want is here, and you can bring it over to the Cohiba Lounge adjacent to it, light it up, enjoy your favorite cigar with a beverage and a great atmosphere at Cohiba Lounge. Okay, I'm going to say one thing first before we get into the list of people I want to talk about. I have no problem with a coach taking a position to make more money and where he feels better for him and his family, okay?
Yeah, I don't either. He said, I don't blame him. He did away from the Southeast Conference. That's smart. That's really smart.
And I got no problem with that. Just throw this out there. Maybe a 500 conference record for the first 2 or 3 years? Maybe less.
He's getting some great players, man. He had
some.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Southeastern Conference is different, okay? So, I understand it.
You joined the SEC, first casualty. You lose Lincoln Riley because of it.
Yeah, because of it. But anyway, I'm not going to trash Lincoln Riley for going to another opportunity.
No.
You can debate whether he did it the right way, how he did it, all that, and that's not for me to talk about. But I do, however, want to talk about potential candidates coming up, okay?
Absolutely.
First up on the list, and I have no idea whether or not he's even interested, Matt Rule.
Be great to be a homer and higher. What he did at Baylor was unbelievable. And everybody that says they met this guy, he's number one. He seems like an OU type of guy, Castiglione Stoops type of guy. So if they could say, he may get fired from Carolina. So he may want out of there, get out of there. They may want to get rid of him.
Well, there's an old saying by Will Rogers, when you're getting chased out of town, act like you're leading the parade. So maybe he should lead the parade to come to Norman.
I would love him. Matt Rule would be.
He's got a great 1-2 punch. He's very charismatic, and he's got great football knowledge.
Right. Yeah.
That's just wonderful way. Everybody, was in line wanting him to go to the NFL. Maybe it's not what he thought it was going to be. Maybe it wasn't what he wants. And now maybe this is a position.
Maybe you could talk to maybe we could talk to.
Okay. Matt Campbell.
Matt Campbell. He's been at Iowa State 6 years. He lost 5 games 6 of those years. No.
My thought is no, because he's got a buyout.
He got a buyout. They're the biggest disappointment this year. So let's bring in a guy that, by the way, was the biggest disappointment of the year.
In the Big 12.
In the Big 12.
No, I agree with you on there. Luke Fickell.
I love Luke Fickell. I kind of think he might be Notre Dame bound.
I agree there.
Now you got, if they get into the playoffs, then you got a wait. Now if they lose to Houston this weekend, you could contact him right. I like Luke Fickell. Would he choose Notre Dame or OU? I don't know.
He's never been out of Ohio.
Yeah, it seems like a Midwest type guy to me.
Yeah, so Notre Dame makes more sense.
Makes more sense.
Lane Kiffin.
I love Lane Kiffin. I don't know how many other people. I love Lane Kiffin.
Is Lane Kiffin? Lane Kiffin has got all the knowledge and all that. His dad was a NFL legend.
And guess what? They go to the Sugar Bowl. They finished in the top 10 in the country this year.
Yes.
At Ole Miss.
And the only question I have is he a Joe C guy?
That's probably the biggest obstacle there is on the whole thing, Rick. As I see that, we don't know. We all have perception. We all have that perception that Kevin Durant loved Oklahoma forever. We have perception that Lincoln Riley loved Oklahoma and was going to be forever. We don't know if the perception of Lane Kiffin is different than what we see. That's what we don't know.
Also, would it be, this is not a destination job for him. may not.
Well, if Oklahoma, the only guy that's not was for Lincoln Riley, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're gonna go other than Alabama.
Okay, two other guys real quickly. Josh Heupel, still bad blood.
I like Josh. I don't think he has a chance to get the job, but I like Josh Heupel.
And then Shane Beamer.
Okay. Would Alabama hire Shane Beamer? Would USC hire you? Okay.
No.
So is
That's
this?
it. He's just not ready for OU.
Yeah. I love Shane Beamer, but man, you would look what USC did. They had Lincoln Riley. You saw what LSU did. They had Brian Kelly.
Yeah. We'll talk about more candidates when we get back. But first, hey guys, are you looking for the perfect Christmas gift for your wife? Okay, let me just tell you, don't buy a robe, okay? Don't buy her a robe for Christmas, because that'll be, But I will tell you what you should get, a gift certificate to Laser Light Skin Clinic. Laser Light Skin Clinic, the oldest, most advanced skin clinic in Oklahoma. Dr. Victoria Johnson. If your wife is looking to improve her looks, whatever it is, get a gift certificate from Laser Light Skin Care Clinic, and she can find out what she wants. The perfect gift for your wife is a gift certificate from Laser Light Skin Clinic in Oklahoma City and Edmond. Give them a call, 841-0500. Find out more about a gift certificate for your wife's Christmas and make her a new woman again. We'll be right back.
EDS Paintless Dent Repair is your one-stop shop for auto body repair. Whether it be from hail damage, dents, scratches, or even glass replacement and repair, we can accommodate all your needs. Locally owned and operated since 2005, EDS Paintless Dent Repair is here for you. Give us a call at 405-476-1763 or go to edspaintlessdentrepair.com.
You know what? We really should call Basie's Roofing about that repair. We only have a certain amount of time with the insurance company.
Yep.
Have you seen my phone anywhere?
Hi, I'm here about the roof repair.
How did you do that?
I already contacted Basie's this morning.
There's no better time than now to have your roof inspected. Contact Basie's today and a fast, friendly professional will be right over.
Basie's Roofing, the name you can trust.
At Laser Light Skin Clinic, our most popular treatment is now more affordable than ever. Right now, you can save up to 50% on Cool Sculpting, the #1 choice for non-invasive fat reduction. Our flexible treatment plans allow you to choose the option that is perfect for you. Focus on a single problem area or revive your life with a fresh new you. These are real results. For your personal Cool Sculpting consultation, call Laser Light Skin Clinic today. A new you awaits.
Let me talk about one of my favorite places in Deep Deuce to eat and drink, and that's Bar Cicchetti. Bar Cicchetti with a great menu, and they're featuring a wonderful brunch. If you haven't had brunch yet at Bar Cicchetti, you got to do it. It's available on Sundays. Wonderful new menu for brunch, and it is inventive and creative, and it changes every week. So if you're looking for a great place for a brunch, Bar Cicchetti on Northeast 2nd in Deep Deuce, great place to go for brunch. And during the week, they have great dinner specials as well as drink specials every day at Bar Cicchetti, Northeast 2nd Street in Deep Deuce. Also, they have the biggest big screen in Oklahoma City to watch your favorite sporting events. So if you're looking for food, drinks, and sports, go to Bar Cicchetti, Northeast 2nd Street in Deep Deuce. And welcome back. OU Football Preview Show Post-Season Edition. Al Eschbach, Rick Heath with you from Cohiba Lounge, where they will have a conference championship cocktail party this Saturday from 3 p.m. on, featuring Bombay Gin, Grey Goose Vodka, and dessert drinks, plus local cold and smoked cheeses. And you can get a great cigar next door at Royal Pipes and Tobacco. Al, Joe Castiglione said something in the press conference. He said a lot of things in the press conference, but one of the things that I held on to, he was answering a question from one of the writers out there, and he says, "Are you going to stick with the Oklahoma method of hiring a new coach. And he kind of went and goes, OU has a history of hiring assistants, of which you're real familiar.
They are, but they've also been turned down by head coaches. That's why they had to hire assistants. In the 60s, they tried to hire Darryl Orr from Texas, Vince Stewie from Georgia. They got turned down. That's why they had to hire assistants.
But Joe C. has hired 2 coaches. Bob, an assistant, which was a great hire, home run hire.
And Lincoln.
So
who's he going to hire from the staff then?
Not from this staff.
Yeah.
But Bob Stoops wasn't from this staff.
He and Jim McKinsey are the only 2 that have been hired assistants that were not on the staff. So the history says they don't hire assistants other than Stoops and McKinsey.
No, not from, but not from this staff. They might be looking outside that. And that's what I'm going to get to.
Yeah.
I'm looking at up-and-coming assistant coaches that may be considered ready.
And then you hope you've heard them for other head coaching jobs. That they're hot names.
That other people are looking for.
Absolutely.
So you're not just reaching for an assistant coach that's not ready.
Right.
You're looking for someone that's ready to take that big next step. And these are the guys I came up with, and I want your comments on them. Of course, the first one comes up, everybody's talking about Brent Venable.
Yeah, I love Brent. I don't think he can get the job. Why hasn't anybody else hired him?
Why he hasn't been hired before, you and I have talked many, many times. And also,
I love Brent.
I mean, Bob Stoops is going to be one of the most instrumental portions in sounding board for Joe Castiglione. Is Brent still kind of hot about being fired?
Well, no, Brent would take this job in a heartbeat if he can get it. I mean,
but is he going to be offered?
Yeah, I mean, and if you got Brent, you do that to get the best offense coordinator in the country to keep Caleb Williams here.
And but I think the ship has sailed on Brent Venables.
I kind of think it has also. I love the man. He'd be a good hire, but I don't think he can get it.
There's another young man's name that's mentioning for the Notre Dame job, Marcus Freeman, who is the defensive coordinator there at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about him. But if Notre Dame hires him, that may leave Fickle free.
Well, here's the thing. He came from Cincinnati. He's only been at Notre Dame 1 year. He was Cincinnati's defensive coordinator. They hired him at Notre Dame. So here's what I'm looking at. Fickle goes to Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman goes to Cincinnati.
Right.
Boom.
No doubt.
That to me looks...
Unless OU want him.
Well, unless OU want him. If OU wants him, you don't go take a Cincinnati job.
No.
If OU wants him. Okay, here's another one that's I think is very interesting. Jeff Levy.
Yeah, I think Jeff Levy, who went to school here, he's a guy that intriguing. I think he'd probably have more of a chance of being offensive coordinator under some whiz-bang defensive coach. But again, that's not a bad name, Rick. It's not a bad name at all. I think he's married to Art Browell's daughter.
Yeah, that's the only kind of baggage.
I wouldn't hold that against him. No.
I mean, the guy's an upstanding young man.
He's calling the plays at Ole Miss.
He's the number one offense last year. The number one offense in the country. Averaged over 550 yards in the SEC. Okay? Had the number one passing offense by far in the SEC.
That's the best assistant you named to me.
That's right.
I like that.
Now, it depends on whether Joe wants to go defense like you're talking about.
They got to go offense. They got to get Caleb Williams. They can't go defense.
No, I'm talking about go defensive coordinator and pair him with an up-and-coming offensive coordinator.
I agree with that.
Okay?
I agree.
Now, if he does go offense, then obviously Jeff Levy would have to hire a whiz-bang defensive
coach. Absolutely.
I think it's easier to get the defensive coach than it is the offensive coach.
I agree with that. You can bring in an Alex Grinch.
You can bring in, yes, that's what I'm saying. You can bring in a good defensive
to
coordinator.
Oklahoma. There's no doubt about it.
But Jeff Levy, I mean, not only his team averaged over 300 yards passing and 200 yards rushing in the SEC. There's only one of two teams that did that. You know who the other team was 2 years ago?
Who?
OU. Bingo. So, I mean, that seems like a perfect fit if you're going offense.
I like Jeff Levy. I like him. And what's he, 32 years old?
Yeah, and he is also familiar with Texas.
Yeah.
And he's been in the SEC.
And he's been to OU.
So, to me, if you're going to go into the SEC, you go get an SEC guy.
Yeah.
You're not throwing.
Well, and he's an
anything new.
Oklahoma guy. He went to school here.
I know, but I'm talking about he's been.
He knows the country. Yeah, I
through
agree.
The SEC.
I totally agree.
And if you're going to go into the SEC, you want somebody that's been in those places before, played those teams before, schemed those defenses before.
I like that. I like Jeff Levy a lot.
Okay, hey, we are at Cohiba Lounge here in Norman on Boyd and Jenkins. Great place. They're going to have conference championship Saturday, a cocktail party, 3 p.m. on, featuring Bombay Gin, Grey Goose Vodka, and dessert cocktails, as well as local cold and smoked cheeses. And I'm going to tell you who I think the next OU head coach will be when we get back.
Bob Stoops.
I got it. We'll be right back. And welcome back, OU Football Preview Show. Rick Heath, Al Eschbach, post-season edition, post-season edition here of the OU Football Preview Show. Now that OU has been turned upside down, we're talking about potential candidates. I teased it a little bit with who I think would make a great coach at the University of Oklahoma, and it's Dan Lanning, the defensive coordinator
At Georgia.
He's got the #1 defense in the country. He knows SEC. He's got the players. He was also one of the coordinating recruiting coordinators at Georgia. So he's got that knowledge. He is young. He's up and coming. Kirby Smart thinks the world of him, which means a lot. He's a very successful coach. And he's also, I don't know if you know this, he has a very extensive background in Texas. He was at Sam Houston State. He was a former high school coach in Texas. So he recruited Houston, he recruited Dallas, he recruited Louisiana, all for Sam Houston State, and he was hired at linebacker coach and moved up to defensive coordinator at Georgia, and now he's controlling the #1 defense in the country.
Well, I like it, but you better bring the players with you here because you're not getting rid of with the players you got here. You're not in the best defense in the country.
Here's the thing. He knows
they got like 8 guys who can be drafted in the first 2 rounds of that defense.
I know. And he knows Georgia and Florida recruiting. I mean, he is in that position.
How old is he?
He's 34.
If he can get Jeff Levy, bring it on.
Bingo. So if he can, now, you know who his offensive coordinator is at Georgia? Todd Monken.
Right.
I doubt that he would want to come because Monken probably wants a job himself. He wants a head coach job somewhere himself. But, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad bring. I mean, Todd Monken's.
I'm not real what they do offensively. I'm not really
is that
impressed.
Kirby Smart or Todd Monken?
I don't know. But
I do like Jeff Levy better.
I like
the pair
Levy.
of Jeff Levy with Dan Lanning would be superb. You'd have the best of both worlds. You got the #1 defensive assistant and the #1 offensive.
Could you get Levy to leave Ole Miss though?
It's all about the Benjamins.
And you know what? Ole Miss, they got a lot of Benjamins around that place.
Ole Miss, OU.
Oh, I agree. I agree. But Ole Miss, Sugar Bowl. OU, Jesus Bowl.
There was a thing if OSU, which we'll talk about in just a minute, wins the conference championship and goes to the Final Four, okay?
Right.
That moves Baylor to the Sugar Bowl, and it puts OU in the Alamo Bowl. So, and there was
which ain't bad.
Yeah, which ain't bad. That's better than the Jesus Bowl, that's for sure.
No doubt about it.
But the only thing about it is Jeff Levy, I think it's easier to get like you and I said, to get the defensive coordinator than it is to have the defensive coordinator to get the up-and-coming offense. But you've got to have the offense, or OU doesn't attract.
Well, you're going to lose the players. Caleb Williams is the #1 player right now. They got to do anything they can do. You lose him, this program's screwed for the next couple of years.
But you cannot hire a coach to please a player.
No, but you keep the tradition of having great offenses here. You don't lose that tradition.
I agree. If Joe goes and hires a Bob Stoops kind of guy, defensive background, he's got to couple it with one of the top offensive minds in the country.
Without a doubt.
Because if you don't, you're stuck for 2 or 3 years.
Well, everybody's look, yeah, and then you went to the SEC. Good luck with that.
That's what I'm saying. So it's going to set you back 5 to 8 years.
Yeah.
So this is a hire that's going to set the definition of OU for the next 10 to 15 years.
I totally agree.
And Joe C., I trust.
I agree too, and Bob Stoops is involved in this also.
I like that. Bob Stoops, hey, he did a pretty good job when he hired Lincoln.
Yeah, he did an even better job when he hired a guy named Mike Leach.
So he knows offense. He knows what would be tough.
Absolutely he does. Absolutely.
So, hey, that's going to do it. You've heard it all from Al Eschbach and from Rick Heath. We'll see you next time here on the OU Football Preview Show.